we are on Bevs and Biz. Cheers to Jake Steele. Let's look at this. Get right into this. Introduce the Bev.
Yeah, so this is what they call a mystery flavor by our good friends at Mountain Dew. They provided us with the new flavor called Voodoo, as in, get it? Voo, D-E-W.
Got it.
I don't know.
And never been tried mystery flavor 2024.
No one's ever tried this. We're the first.
Get into it.
Ooh, that crackies.
Whoa. That's got a
That's
lot
like
of sugary.
What's the candy?
Okay, let's describe it.
What's that candy? Dude, it's like a nerd cluster.
It is like a nerd
cluster. It's a nerd cluster in liquid form. It's pretty dang close.
Okay. Out of 10, give me a rating.
Here's the problem, dude. I'm a straight Dew guy, green can, no diet, no zeros. I would say, like, because we have a lot of Dew at our house, flavors.
You're the king of Dew.
This is probably, it goes green can. This is probably a 2 or 3, I think.
Oh, sorry. The scale goes the opposite. Are you saying like 2 is it's low? 10 is best?
No, 1. Okay, 10 is the green can.
Yeah,
this
10.
is probably an 8.
Pretty good.
Yeah, I mean...
And the other Dew flavors would be underneath this.
Yeah, I can't drink a ton of this because...
It's sugary.
Yeah.
Like, it does feel like a nerd rope.
Yeah, I mean, this will be good for the podcast, though, because I need to get hyped.
I'm going to give that one of the top Mountain Dews I've ever had, maybe a 7. Just because I'm trying to,
I mean, it does fit. There's a lot of artificial in there.
Yeah, you got 44 grams of sugar, 160 calories. That does play a role for me.
Yeah.
Calories and sugar.
Yeah. But
okay.
Hey, I'm proud of this. I'm proud they did this.
So Jake Steele, Steele Design Co.
That's right.
Jake is an inspiration for, I'd say, this whole podcast. Because people like Jake, I just enjoy talking to. And Mountain Dew, as if you know Jake, you know he's a Mountain Dew guy.
Yeah.
Just adjust your camera right
Unfortunately, that's what I'm known by, is the Mountain Dew consumption.
And in some ways, I've been interested in just trying more beers, to be frank. And so this was just an excuse to, like, try more beers.
Yeah. Yeah. I like that because then it's like okay to do.
Yeah.
Because it's part of the job.
It's business.
Yeah.
And also, tell me, I had a question for you on the Mountain Dew. Why? I've always known you're a Mountain Dew guy.
Yeah.
But where did that come from? You just love Mountain Dew?
I was telling your crew earlier that my mom did not allow sugary things in our home growing up. Now, we're not fundamentalist Mormon, but we were pretty close.
Okay.
In a good way. In a good way. Mom was making our own granola for cereal. Of course, our own bread, which we loved. But one day she came home when I was like early teenage, and she had this open box full of soda cans, and we were like, what the fuck? Like, what's happened to Mom?
Yeah.
And there were Shastas, and we were like, well, dude, wait a second. No sugary drinks. And she's like, well, it's not really sugary. So it started there. I got my first taste with Shasta.
Not sugary?
I think it is.
Okay.
But she was trying to trick us, maybe.
Yeah, okay.
But anyways, I got into high school. I remember late in high school, walked by, there was a vending machine, and it was just like this, the most glorious sight I've ever seen. Just sodas forever.
How old were you?
And 16, they had the Big Mouth. They had just introduced the Big Mouth.
You hadn't had the sodas till 16.
Close.
Okay.
And once I got my mitts on a Big Mouth Mountain Dew, dude, every day, high school, stop by the vending machine, get a soda, go to class.
That's like a 1 liter, right?
Yeah, somehow they let us do that. I mean, they don't even let them wear hats in school, but I could drink a freaking Big Mouth.
They don't let hats in school now?
I remember when I was a kid, they didn't know.
Maybe it's because you were the fundamentalist Mormon school.
Layton High, dude. Lancers.
Wow.
Yeah, so that's where it all started, and then I've had long conversations. I'll try not to make this too long. Long conversations about Mountain Dew and being a graphic designer. And there's something about getting the juices flowing.
Really?
Like in the mornings, I go half and half diet, half regular.
Are you serious?
Yeah, just about every morning. Well, I hit that run first. I get a good 6 miles in. Go home, get ready, get the kids off to school, back to the gas station. $1.42.
Oh, Maverick.
No, it's called Kelly's. It's our local gas station.
Yeah. Do you straw or just straight out?
I have my own metal cup thing.
Like a Stanley.
Yeah. And then I just sip on that all day, dude. That ice stays in there forever. And it just keeps me sharp.
Yeah. Oh. That's inspiring to hear your story. And
thanks.
Wow.
Thanks.
Jake is he's an inspiring guy. I feel like, so me and Jake did a quick run through. He helped me really think through this podcast here. And so in some ways I feel a little bit weird repeating it, but I want to.
Let's do it.
I just want to tell Jake he's the best.
Oh. I didn't know you were going to say that.
Yeah, he's the best. I think people like Jake are hard to find because you got a lot of egos in the marketing world, in our creative world. You got people who it's just like hard to connect with on a small business level. And I hope on this podcast we can speak to not only like similar business owners and creatives. That's a big inspiration for this. And then inspiration number 2 is just people out doing their thing, hustling and grinding to find their like meaning or purpose in work.
Yeah.
You don't have to be a business owner, but that is our target. That's what I think I'm looking for mostly.
Sure.
And people who are running a small business, and Jake's always been an inspiration on how he is just a genuinely kind, good, loving person who's a small business owner. Always looked up to him.
Dude, you're awesome. And I said this last time to you when we did this. Like in some weird way, I've subconsciously modeled what I'm trying to do for Steele Design Co. in my own business after yours. Like since I've met you, you've always been the kindest person. And I've just thought, man, if Taylor can keep that element, that goodness about him and do that in this business, because we've worked in places that are just like, how are we going to get through this? But you were able to do that and move on and build this. Like, I'm like, maybe there's a chance here. Oh. So you've been an inspiration, dude.
Oh, that's so nice.
Yeah.
I feel like
and you have you have the best laugh in the business. So
I think I sound nasally.
No, dude.
I think frankly I'm a piece of shit.
I mean,
if I'm being honest,
we all think that. Not about you, about ourselves.
Like, I think you, maybe it's just us, but I think almost every good friend I know who I like connect with, I feel like they have like maybe an unhealthy level of you wish you were better. You think that's true? I don't know.
I do, big time.
Yeah.
Every day, I'm like, at some point in the day, I'm like, man, if I were just better at this or that, my life would probably be a little bit easier. But
yeah,
I'm reminded by a lot of people though that having conversations like that, you know, of course we can all be better. Like, there's many things we can do. I can be a better dad, a better husband, a better son, a better all of those things. But dude, we're doing all right.
Yeah, we're doing all right.
Like,
and
we're trying our best.
Some props.
Yeah, we're trying our best.
Cheers to that, baby.
Heck yeah, dude.
Also, yeah, cheers to that, because I was also talking to Hunter, my brother, yesterday, and same convo. I was like, you know, we're always screwing something up. Yeah. You always think, oh, I have my own business. You just wait till I do it right. My dumbass boss who didn't know how to do it, and then all of a sudden you're doing it, and you're like,
I know. I find myself, because I work with clients, right? I feel like I get bossed around a lot. It's my own choice. I chose this. They get to boss me around. I now have employees kind of, as I, like, first thing in the morning, I Slack one of my designers, and my first thought is like, this is what I need you to work on today. And I get through that sentence and I'm like, whoa, wait a second, back up. Hey man, how's it going? How's your morning? Then I get into that question. Like, that little bit of humanity that rather than just first thing, hey, this is what I need you to work on. We know each other, like, we're working in a business, this is work, but stopping for a second and learning from those around me that sometimes I get annoyed by, like, don't do that.
Yeah.
Right?
Those little things.
Yeah. And I try and I fail sometimes too at that, but you try to learn.
Oh, that's good. I like that tip. Even when you said that, I'm like, I don't do a great job at that. But I try to think of, like, you know, being the best you can be, and make those same mistakes of just like being a human, being good to people.
Yeah, and having empathy. You know, I always think, man, I wish they had more empathy and they thought about how I feel. But am I doing that with the other people that I work with?
Right.
The problem with this dude is I feel like I got to burp all the time.
You're going to burp. Like, just burp right into it.
Really? Oh, it's like a toad.
That was a crappy burp. That's good.
That's embarrassing.
Okay. All right. Jeez, enough of the chit chat.
Yeah, dude. This is
Let's
good
give
stuff.
the people what they want.
Yeah, what do they want?
They
want the good stuff?
Yeah, let's get into this.
Okay. Controversy.
We're going to get to that.
Ooh.
Those are called hot topics. We'll get to those later in the episode.
Hot like HAWT.
Ooh, that was good. That was good. I like that. Number one question for you. This is the first question, first episode. And what we want to talk about here on a lot is I want some vulnerability.
Ooh.
And enough of this. Hey, I LinkedIn bullshit. I just lost my job, but I'm on to the next venture, and I am making $500K a year, and
this is what I made this month, and
whatever. Like, I want to hear some realness.
Yeah,
what's your biggest mistake you've made in your business? Tell me like what you learned and what that mistake was.
Biggest mistake, and I won't get too specific. We talked about this first. I don't want to make a mistake and call out somebody I've worked with, but the biggest mistake I've made is trusting in someone to, how do I say this? Like putting too much trust in someone else that benefits your future, right? Like I made a horrible decision, left a company to go work with a friend, and I love this guy, but I just didn't take the time. I did take the time. I mean, the whole deal, like talked to my wife, prayed about it, all that kind of stuff. I felt like it was right. Yeah. But I put so much trust in the other side of that coin, thinking, hey, that sounds right. They're saying this, they're saying that, and then learning. And you can't predict everything, right? I couldn't know everything that was coming, but I had some gut feelings that I just said, and a lot of it had to do with money. Like my eyes got big, and I was like, hey. Yeah. And what I learned mostly from that is, and you know this too, everybody knows this that works in a business, like even that raise that's like $2,000 a year. Yeah. What is that a paycheck, dude? It's like a couple dollars.
It's gotta be more than that.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But it's that insignificant, right? But the sound of it just is like, it sounds so much bigger than it is. So whatever that increase was ended up not even being close to worth it. Right. Because we forgot about our happiness, our stress levels, like all of that kind of stuff. So yeah, my biggest mistake was putting too much trust in someone else instead of trusting myself and my gut. And right. Yeah.
So no, it doesn't. You feel like, I mean, you can't beat yourself up too much about that though, because I feel like I've done the same, and I've had a partner that I think was the biggest mistake I've ever had in my business, and
felt right.
It still felt right, but of course it's business and money, and you make decisions based on making more money and that's not wrong, but yeah, like if I could reverse too, it's like, well, what feels right to my gut, try and set the money aside, try and do it for the reason of just feels good. Maybe you would have chose different, but you can't beat yourself up for that.
Here's the deal. I think what's interesting, and I never thought about this till just now, let me take that experience and apply it to what I do on a daily basis, which is create a positioning statement for somebody, and then or maybe a brand guide, right, for a brand. The reason you create that brand guide is you're setting guidelines and rules that you will not break because that's what you've decided on as a company that you're going to follow. So when something comes down the line and they're like, well, we don't do that in the brand guide, are we okay to do that here? You go, well, what did we decide on beforehand? And I think that kind of applies to what I'm talking about. Like, I don't think I had a clear understanding of where I wanted to go and what I wanted to do. And so I think maybe that's a learning, like an element of this that I learned too, is to decide now, and you won't know everything that's going to come, right? But where are you going with this? Like, what's the goal here by the end of this? Right. So I think that can help make decisions that come along. It'll help you make better decisions, I think, as they come along.
Yeah. No, yeah, and I mean, this sounds like boring and cliche, but it's just like even, laying out that, writing it down on paper, like knowing like, hey, when this thing happens, this is how we handle, or when we hit, X amount of debt, then we lose our jobs.
Yep.
It's kind of hard to do that for yourself sometimes.
Yeah.
So
you definitely make exceptions for yourself.
Yeah.
And especially like, when you own your own business, like, okay, I'm going to take a pay cut this month to make this work.
Yeah.
Like, I think entrepreneurs understand that, like, you're going to have to make some sacrifices, but sometimes those get out of hand.
And I don't want to I want to just hear from you truly, but I just got to add on to that emotionally. How have you done that emotionally? Because I feel like I'm just starting to do that now. Like these rules of like, hey, this is my goal emotionally with my business. I want to clock out at 5:00 to spend more quality time with my family.
I haven't been able to get there yet. I've tried. I'm sure we'll talk about it at some point in the podcast today, but as it grows, as the business grows, you realize how much more time it's going to take. And then it's deciding, what am I willing to sacrifice to get this to where it needs to go? So you start to you take another step toward it, knowing that it's going to take more time away from me. And then it's this weird game of always trying to get that time back.
Yeah.
Right?
And you got to sacrifice.
Yeah.
Sometimes to your business.
Yeah. Well, and the difference for me too is now I've committed now to certain clients that I've told them, I'm giving you more of my time, which means I'm taking away more of my personal time to do that. So again, I think it goes back to whatever your goal is. Like, if you want to get to that point financially, you're gonna have to hire more people. Yeah, that means less money for you. Are you willing to do that? Otherwise, you're working day and night, right?
Yeah. No, totally. Success though. Let me hear some of the good. Like, give me, if I could just get some Jake Steele quality #1 tip. I came onto the Bevs and Biz.
It's going to take a minute to get that.
I want to say Biz and Bevs.
Maybe that's right.
Bevs and Biz.
Bevs and Biz.
Bevs and Biz podcast.
Bees and Bees.
Bees and Bees. And I came on and I said, hey, like, help me out. I'm struggling. Like, I want to start my business. I truly care. What's your tip? What's the gem I could take?
You mentioned it earlier, dude. You just got to grind, man. Like, you got to be willing to grind it out. Like, there's a few things. You got to be willing to grind and work really hard and sacrifice. It takes a certain level of motivation to never settle, right? Yeah. I'm sure you're always thinking about, okay, what's next? What do I have to think about next or work on next? I'll get a big client. I'm like, heck yeah, man. That's awesome. But it's short-lived because I'm like, that's today. We'll start working on that. I can't forget about the next one and tomorrow and what's going to be next. So I think constantly staying motivated. But yeah, dude, for me, we mentioned this last time, it really is. My success has been because of the relationships I've created over the years. Like, I'll mention Ryan Parkinson. He's a good friend of mine, and he's helped me along the way in a lot of different ways. Everywhere he's gone, every business he's moved to, he's had me come along and do design work for him. Yeah. So he's one of several that I've made a connection with, and then it's this cycle of projects. Like, a project hits, there's a little bit of break, it comes back through, they have another project, and you get enough of those going. And what's been nice about it is it's not constant all the time, so I get a little break, but then they have another project down the line. And I can't guarantee that project, but that seems to be continuing. And I think a lot of that comes from just good relationships, being good to people. And
you just being who you are. With the grind, I think, like, I 120% agree. It's not that fancy of an answer, but like that, you're just never giving up. You're hustling and you're pushing. And you're giving credit to other people, but, it's because you're a good person to work with as well, and they want to work with you, again. Yeah. So
thank you. It's nice of you.
Yeah, I love it, dude. The grind thing, it's so true, so true.
I think there's a way to grind and not to grind.
Yeah, but I mean, I've done. What is that? How I don't know.
Saying that, I don't know.
Yeah, because I did unhealthy grind for many.
You had a bad grind.
Yeah, I grind.
I think then the unhealthy grinding is
because a way to and a way not to. What do you mean?
Like, is it affecting other people negatively? Is your grindage affecting other people negatively?
Like, is it a sleazy grind?
Yeah, but it could be people you work with. It could be your spouse. It could be your kids. Like, is it affecting? If my grindage is causing problems for other people, maybe we think about that a little bit more.
Yeah. Yo, you're cutting right now. That's what you're doing.
What do you mean?
Oh, are you saying we need to think about our statement a little bit more?
No. I'm saying as we grind, there is positive and negative. Yes. So the negative, I think, is that I'm just realizing now is it can be negative depending if it's affecting someone negatively. Like my pursuit of success.
Right. You're climbing over people. You're taking advantage.
Yeah.
You're turning into the douchebag and just.
Yeah. And you're not a good grinder. You're a bad grinder.
Yeah. No, it's true. That. Yeah. Amen. I mean, you got doing it with some kindness.
Yeah.
Some like, you try and genuinely like look out for your clients and you're hustling, giving it the best, like honest, good work you can give it.
Yeah.
That's a good grind, right?
You don't want to do this if you're a butthead to everybody, right?
Yeah.
Like you want to have good relationships. You want things to be comfortable. Like, you know better than I, man. You have more employees than I do. You told me once, like that's a challenge too. Is it's not just I've got to make clients happy. I've got to keep my employees happy. Like that's hard to do.
Oh, for
sure. You know better than me.
Yeah, no, and I just like more than that as that grind goes along. It's like for me, it became I care more about the people I'm with than even the work I'm doing. And those people that I work with, I value them now more than any of the work.
But I want to flip that back on you. When you have that mentality of, I need to take care of my people first, how has that benefited your business and your success? Has it benefited it?
Oh, that's a good question. Never thought about this one. I think I think the simple answer is I kind of just lost some passion for work and just found more passion in being around good people and good clients.
Yeah.
Like, I care more about working with someone who's a cool human, and then the work just naturally benefits because I genuinely want to do more. And our team will literally spend thousands of dollars of free time and money and effort, and we feel fine about it because then it's like the flow and the relationship and the back and forth is just like so much better.
Yeah.
So
that's awesome. And it's kind of a good karma thing too, right? Like if you're good to people, that karma usually comes back to you.
And it's just like, it's like who's the worst client? The one who pays you $500 and says, I need this to be perfect.
Yeah.
That's the worst. The best is the one who says, oh, I don't care what it costs, and I know you'll do a great job. Like, those are the type of people you want in your life and in your business, right?
For sure. That's a good point.
But, okay, we're almost to the end of this. This is too quick. I want to hear more from Jake.
How long have we been doing it?
We've been doing it 24 minutes.
Feels like a couple, maybe.
Yeah.
That means it's good.
Yeah.
Time flies when you're doing good things. When you're grinding well.
When you're grinding. Balancing work and life. This is something I want to hear from you on. It's such an important thing to me, and I want to hear how I can be better and what, because there's work and then there's life. Tell me your thoughts.
I want to start. My wife's going to listen to this probably.
Heck yeah.
Shout out to the wives and the husbands and the people that support us, right?
Amen.
I wanted to say this first today. I said, or earlier this week, last week, I said, hey, I'm going to go down to Moto, work for the day, do a podcast. Are you good here with the kids? My kids are high school age, so they're older. It's a little easier. But we have sports and stuff. We're moving kids around too. But she's like, yeah, no big deal. Go for it. a client says, hey, I need you to fly out to California for a 3-day shoot. I say to my wife, I'm sorry. She's like, yeah, fine, whatever. Like, do what you got to do. Like, I don't have a great answer for how to balance it because I don't know that I'm doing it well yet. But I can say this, having a support system that understands, and this, again, goes back to the goals that you're setting up before, like, in the beginning for where you want to be. When you're on the same page with the person you're sharing this with, and by them I mean your family or whoever that is, it makes it so much easier. And it's still hard to leave town. It's still hard to leave for the day. But knowing that they're okay with it because they also understand the goal. Like they bought into it and they were like, let's do this together, you know? Yeah. My wife always reminds me that we're a team. And I think that's such a powerful, or this is it's teamwork. Like it's both of you. And I know we're talking business today, but it really, in my experience, since I started this, without the support of my wife, I would not be here. Like, from the beginning, from moving from here to there, going to school out of state, taking this job, leaving that job, taking the risks. And it hasn't always been easy, but as far as balance goes, I'm in a position now where, now that I have a few employees, I'm having to make that decision. Sometimes first thing in the morning, I'm going to have to work tonight. And so, and I talked to another designer about this recently, like, he works till he cuts it off around 5, and then he knows he's probably sitting back down around 10. But he has that window where it's like, this is family. Yeah. This is going to the volleyball game. This is going to dinner with them. This is going to this or that activity. Yeah. And then when everybody's settled down and people are going to bed, then I can get back to this and it doesn't interfere. So I think for balance, what that doesn't cover though is the stress and what that does to the balance of your life.
Yeah.
Like the stress of work on your life.
Oh, yeah.
And that I have not figured out yet. That's tricky because I get done with work, I tell my wife all my problems, and I'm just, that gets old. Like, they have to listen to that every single day.
Every day.
I don't know how you're managing that, but.
No, I've bitched and moaned for, it feels like forever. And I got to get on my soapbox here too and just say shout out to my wife, because I wouldn't have even done video or any of this. I was pre-med. I was too. Yeah, you were pre-med too?
Yeah, dentist. I was going to do dentistry.
I was going to be a PA.
Dang.
And
what could have been?
I did, I had to retake anatomy. I failed a couple times. And I was miserable. And she just looked at me one day and said, "You look depressed. What are you doing?" And I don't think my mind could have even allowed me, because for whatever reason, I thought video dudes were a bunch of bums. Because everybody told me that, even my professors. Wow. And
you're just a bum, bro.
Yeah, you literally won't be able to support your family. And I'm like, I got to be a good dad. Yeah. I got to take, I got to make at least, $30,000 a year so I can pay for the bills. And so without her, no way. And then just years and years of sacrifice. And the balance, I don't think the balance is ever perfect.
I don't think it can be.
Yeah. But you do your best.
Unless you're just the most successful and you're like, I'm just going to I'm not to the point yet where I can say, I'm just going to take the day off and do whatever I want to do. I wish I was. I probably could if I wanted to, but I'm not. And I haven't set this up that way yet. I mean, that seems like an ideal situation. I don't know if I'd be able to focus on just taking a day off.
No.
So maybe it's not worth it. There will come a time, one day.
Yeah. No, and I think, even when I've been able to, just these past couple months, just take a couple days off, I'm like, you're still working. You're still doing things. You're sending messages, and you're a psycho still underneath.
But knowing, my wife can see me on the phone, and she's like, what are you doing? I'm like, oh, I'm just texting a client or messaging a client. It's always like, oh, okay. It's never, gosh, can you just put your phone down and be with our family? It's a blessing that it's like that. And it's not really fair. But the idea that she understands that definitely makes it a lot easier.
Yeah. Well, you have a good, patient wife.
I do.
And obviously I think both you and I want to be better. It's not like you want to be, because I did a lot of the whole at home for 6 years, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m., kids, babies until 9 p.m. and then just go till 2 a.m. I mean, I don't think I went to bed with my wife for like almost 2 years.
Yep.
That's how sick I was.
Yep.
And so, yeah, I mean, we want to be better, though. We don't want to do that forever.
No.
That's not the goal.
Mm-mm.
And, like, because at some point it's like, well, I'd rather go work for a large corporation and go like this and punch the card.
Yeah.
Right? Or you're like, no, you're like, even then.
It's just funny because you talk to people that do that, and you'll swap stories, and they wish they had your life. You wish they had you know
Grass
what I mean?
always, yeah.
Yeah. But I will say the best part of where I am right now is not stressing about money.
Yeah.
And I know that sounds like, oh, that's cool to say that. But I'm able to get through my days not stressing about the money side of it. I can focus on the work. I can focus on clients. I can focus on my family, and I don't have to stress about where my next dollar's coming from.
Yeah.
Which is nice.
You're a badass.
I mean, it's luck.
Yeah.
Really. It's a lot of luck.
It is a lot of luck, too. I feel the same. A lot of luck for me. But also, I think the luck happens because you're a badass, you're a good person, and you put in, and you're talented.
Thank you.
So the luck isn't just pure luck. But there's some luck.
Yeah.
I think there's some luck.
Yeah, thank you.
And here we are at what? Spell it out. Spell it out. It starts with an H. The HAWT.
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 HAWT topics.
Yeah.
I didn't even preface you. I was just seeing if we could like read each other's minds.
Sorry. I'm new to this.
And the HAWT topics round. This is actually our first ever HAWT topics round.
Dude.
So if you've
freaking fire them all.
Yeah, submit more in the future. We're coming up on an election that will bring some hot topics. So
you're not gonna like my answer on that.
I'm not even.
I'm not
gonna make.
It's gonna be controversial. People are gonna be like, "What?"
I'm not gonna make you do that one. That's like
I will. I
touchy.
don't mind.
That's so
I'll answer
touchy
it. Let's
right
do
now.
it, man. I'm all about it. Make some waves.
That's.
You may not like my answer, but.
We have to set some ground rules for hot topics. Hot topics, just to introduce the people.
Yeah, no fighting.
I think, no
fighting.
Punching. It's got to be very quick. Like, I don't know if we should even allow any sort of response. It's either this or that.
Okay.
And then I'm thinking 5 hot topics. Do you want to hear more?
Whatever you feel, whatever you're feeling, whatever inspires you.
We could start with 5. Like, to me, 10 hot topics every episode. That's a lot.
You could always edit it out, probably.
Yeah, that's true.
For all they know, we did 100.
That's true. Let us start at the top then.
Okay. Hold on, I got to burp. Good.
First, a little sip.
Does that happen with brewskis?
Burping?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
Worse.
Worse?
Worse than Mountain Dew. Yeah, you got to get a cold Guinness and then it's like, yeah, it all comes out like a loaf of bread. Okay. Here we go.
Okay.
Bidet. No bidet.
No bidet. God. But I have in my house 2 full bidet toilets, not tushies. They don't sit on top. We went all out and got 2 full legit bidet toilets.
Heat seaters.
I do not use the bidet feature.
Oh my God.
I'm hands on, bro.
That is disgusting.
I'm hands on.
I'm bidet, and once I found a bidet, there's no question.
I don't like the moisture back there.
Oh, but
not to mention you have to wipe, and then the toilet paper's wet.
But wait for a second. It's not like you have to stand up in 5 seconds.
Yeah, man, it's weird. I have 2 very nice toilets that I got for my family, and I don't use it.
$500.
You should come over sometime and try them. Yeah.
Then they have mine are just the cheap tushies that.
Dude, warmers.
Warmers.
Yeah, it's a night light. No
and it
joke.
has the full RGB.
It senses when it needs to be
any
lit.
color.
Yeah, we go blue.
You go blue.
Yeah.
See, this is our first hot topic, and I think we went way too deep on that.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I felt like I had to explain it.
I know this is what's going to be so hard about this. Is like you have to.
I know.
Cybertruck, terrible or beautiful, or it could just be you like it or you don't like it.
It is beautiful. And there needs to be more said. That's the problem.
Okay, let's just go design.
It doesn't mean I like it.
Design of the truck.
It's striking.
Striking. I think we have to stick within it. Like, do you like it or do you not like it?
I do not like it.
Ah, see, that changed all of a sudden.
I know. That's what I mean. I had to explain. Like, I appreciate it.
Yeah.
But I don't like it.
I do not like it as well. It's hard to just say one thing. Mac or PC? This is easy.
Easy Mac.
Mac. Yep, that's easy.
Just change that freaking mouse. Give me a charger that I don't have to flip it upside down like a turtle.
Yeah, I don't.
Oh, you don't?
No, I got rid of that. No, none of that mouse. And then this is live from LinkedIn from our good friend John Story, who says, Baja Blast or regular Mountain Dew?
Regular, dude.
That's custom for you.
It's just something about it.
I'm going to go with Baja Blast.
Really?
I like that little blue coloration, greeny blue. Bonus. Bonus.
Bonus hot topic.
Throw one out.
Me?
Yeah.
Oh.
That just hit me. Hit me with a bonus question, whatever comes to controversy.
Oh, dude. There's a controversy right now for me, but it's back to the Mountain Dew. Oh. It's the new branding versus old branding.
Okay.
Have you seen the new branding?
Yeah. Oh, wait, no. I haven't.
Brand new
I was
branding.
thinking Taco Bell, not Mountain Dew.
No, Mountain Dew, brand new branding. And everybody's loving it. And I don't.
You don't love it? Mm-mm. I can't speak to that one.
Yeah, you'll have to look at it and tell me what you think.
Okay.
It's not to say that what's here now is amazing, but it's just, I mean, it's not amazing. You take that logo out and you just look at the logo, you're like, ugh.
Yeah, it's just like tilted text.
Not to mention, it's just a freaking soda can. Who cares?
But soda can be cool.
Yeah.
Like Liquid Death.
Yeah.
The branding alone gets you hooked in.
But that's not even soda.
Yeah, but it's a can.
True. Maybe they're making soda. I don't know.
Sparkling.
Yeah.
Just sparkling waters.
Have you tried it?
Liquid Death?
Yeah.
Oh, it's the best. It'll be on an episode.
Really?
Yeah.
Like the Liquid Death people?
The Liquid Death, like the
you
quality.
Mean the can?
Yeah, the can.
You're gonna drink it
like
once.
we're gonna interview them?
Dude, if you could.
Yeah, right. We're not that cool.
Maybe.
But I think the water itself is like some of the top tier water.
So crazy. Water in a can with a drippy skull.
It's good though. It's quality water.
Yeah, it's not bad. I think I actually have. My kid got it. He would also introduce me to Prime, which I don't know how you can drink.
Prime.
I don't know how you drink it.
Oh,
so sweet.
That's controversial.
It's sweeter than that.
Yeah, but it's 10 times better than Gatorade.
Is it?
It's so little sugar, coconut water.
Try it. How does it not have sugar in it?
It's got a little.
It tastes like pure sugar.
It's coconut water.
Is it?
It has that sweetness. Yeah.
Are you serious?
Yeah,
that's all it
way
took.
Better for you.
Coconut water is the best thing you can put in your body.
Gatorade's got like 50 grams of sugar.
It's a lie.
Prime, I think it's like under 10.
Gatorade's a lie.
Yeah, it was honestly
a lie.
You
don't drip Gatorade when you sweat. It's a lie.
It was just a sugary drink, and then finally something different.
Yeah.
Okay. Cheers to Mr. Jake Steele.
Cheers to Taylor Balamoto.
Hey, thanks for joining us.
This is a.
We went way over the episode limit time.
This has been a pleasure. Thank you so much for inviting me. I would come up here every day of the week if you wanted me to. But
that's nice.
It's cool because we met years ago, just working for the same company, never knowing one day we'd do a podcast together.
Yeah.
And it's just awesome, man.
It is cool.
Yeah.
I love watching you. You're an inspiration, and thank you for being such a good friend.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it.
Peace.